my brother and I have been discussing getting a pool vacuum for the office pool that we have in one of our apartment communities. And so, since we have got an above ground pool here at the house, I decided I would go ahead and buy one of these, just like with one we would get, to go ahead and test it out. And that way I can kind of give you the unboxing, the positives, the negatives of it, and kind of our personal opinion of it as it actually cleans the pool, and kind of see what you think. And what we have is the Nautilus CC Plus. They've kind of renamed their systems where it's now the Nautilus CC, the Nautilus CC Plus, and then they think there's a Supreme that's even above that, and then it gets into some commercial grade stuff. It used to be called like the S50 and the S60. This is the middle ground one that they offer for more residential applications, although I think if you've got a smaller commercial pool, I think it would do fine. This has a 50-foot cord that comes with it, so we'll be able to reach a lot longer pool. And the reason why I wanted to try this one over the base model one is mainly for this reason right here, which it has an anti-tangle feature that does not allow the cord to twist and pivots, and allows the cord not to get tangled up in itself while it's cleaning. When you unbox this, you end up getting a power supply, and most of them will have anymore. The actual unit itself that's attached to the cord, your instruction manuals, and this one came with some additional media that you can put in there to help clean out some finer particulates and so forth. But we're going to test this out in our little pool back here. It's a 20-foot round pool. This thing is a beast. It probably will just clean it in a matter of minutes, but we'll go ahead and try it anyway and kind of give you a review of what we think, how it works. We plugged it in down here on the ground, and it's got it ready to go. I wanted to show you real briefly here. Again, we just set this up about 5 days ago, and so it's already got a little bit of green growing in there, and there's a lot of stuff on the bottom, a lot of stuff on the top. We haven't really had the skimmer going yet. But again, this is a 20-foot round pool that we just threw up here in the backyard. So we're gonna put this guy in and give him a shot. So there he is. We haven't named him yet. Okay, it says you just plop them in and turn on the button. So there we go. Allegedly, it has a smart mapping system that will allow it to map out your pool. This should be pretty easy for it, considering that it's the round pool. But we'll give you an update here. We'll let it run for about an hour and come out and have a look. I was unaware that it actually got clear out of the water like that, like a stingray, and just cleans the edge. It's doing a phenomenal job trying to figure out where everything is. Kind of comes out and goes back down, and it recalibrates some things, and it's finding the edges. And then it goes up and it'll find an edge and just roll right around on the edge for a while. And you can see where it's clean. I'm curious to see what it's like when we come back here in an hour, what this looks like. Okay, I've had it going for about 30 minutes. It's going to get too dark to let it run for an hour, so I'm just going to see what it does, and then I'm going to pull it out, and we'll have to try it again a different day when it gets a little brighter out. So as of right now, I can tell you that I'm pretty thoroughly impressed with the amount of cleanliness on the bottom. Obviously the top has got some floaties on there because we're right underneath the tree, and it's just now getting into season here, so it's still dropping all the little helicopters off the tree. But if you look underneath the water here, I would say it's cleaned off probably a good 80 to 90% of the bottom of it in just 30 minutes. And I think if we left it in here the full hour, I imagine it probably would have gotten most of it. Okay, I'd heard some people online complaining that these robot vacuums can be extremely heavy when pulling them out of the pool. I just lifted it up and over the edge. If you're lifting this from a deck, I think it would be pretty easy. Lifting it up and over the edge full of water, I mean, yeah, it probably weighs a good 40 pounds when it's full of water. So yeah, it'll take a little bit, but if you're lifting it from a deck, it drains out extremely fast and should be able to pull it just up onto a deck without much trouble at all. These things, I think, by itself, when it comes in the box, weighs about 16 to 18 pounds, so it's not very heavy. But when it's got a bunch of water in it, it obviously weighs a little bit more. So I'm gonna show you what's inside. So to clean this, they claim you just pop the lid open, and it's got two separate compartments, one here and one in the front side. And you have to open these up and take the clips off and hose them out. I mean, it got a fair amount of schmuckus inside there. And this other side over here has probably got a bunch too. Like I said, we're just at the beginning of the season here, and there's a lot of stuff that was in there and on the trees that had fallen in. Yeah, it's collected a lot off the bottom there, a lot of dirt and stuff off the inside of there. And these clips on top clip off, and these filter media slide off. Yeah, I'd say it got enough. And that was just after one 30-minute run on the bottom. If this guy ran the hour, I think he'd clean her up. Would I recommend the product? Sure, I would. In fact, I recommend it enough that we actually bought a second one for our apartments. Have an apartment pool. The dual wheels on this thing, the dual drive that allows it to nose up almost halfway out of the water. It can clean the tiles on the edge. This one that only has the one wheel drive to do it. The slightly smaller model can't do that. And my brother has had that one for several years. And we decided to upgrade to this one. It was definitely worth the purchase. We've been running it now here at the house probably for about 4 weeks. It's been doing fine. I absolutely love the product. I think it's great. I would highly recommend it to anyone.